Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about CI/CD pipeline. So how you can build a CI/CD pipeline using AWS Developer Tools. Developer tools in the sense CodePipeline, CodeBuild, CodeDeploy. How do you use these services to build your CI/CD pipeline? And today I am going to show you that. So this is the code as you can see right now. This is a train model.py. So this is a very basic code as you can see. I just wanted to show you how you can build a CI/CD pipeline on any project. If you can understand this one, you can easily understand any other CI/CD pipeline. However you want to build, you can go ahead with this. So let us start with this one. So here you can see this is a train model.py file, which is a training code. I have imported few of these libraries, and I have called this load iris dataset. I hope you people know about iris dataset. So I have taken this dataset that is loading the data. I am splitting it. I am putting things in a pipeline where I am doing the scaling part as well as the random forest classifier part, and then I feed the pipeline, and then I have stored the model as pre-processed pipeline.pickle, and I'm printing something. So first let me run this code. Train model.py. Yes. So we should be able to see the model in a second. As you can see, model trained successfully, and we got a pickle file here, right? So now this is the app.py file. Okay, so this is the Flask code that we are going to deploy or showcase to the user as a deployment phase, right? So first let me show you the how output looks like, how the UI looks like. If I run this app.py, okay, and I think if I click on this one, okay, as you can see, we are in the page. This is the UI that we are going to deploy. And if I put some values, let's assume for 3, I'm putting any random values here right now. And if I put like this, if I click on predict, as you can see, it is hitting Virginica. So this is the output that right now we are getting. Okay. This is the things we have as of now, and in the requirements.txt file I have the imports, whatever import I used here, scikit-learn, numpy, pandas and flask, and inside this templates folder we have index.html, okay, which is the structure of the UI. Okay, now this is the code for test train model.py. So this is the testing code for the iris model. Okay, I have written one very simple iris code that is for unit testing. Here first I'm setting up something like just to, as you can see, if you want to ignore, you can ignore this one, like it has no use right now. We don't have any folder called artifacts, so I think I can create a folder called artifacts. Okay, I have created a folder. As long as it is reading this folder path, it is getting this folder. If it is not there, then it is storing this as a model.pickle file. Okay, this is the setup. Then test model training. So again, it is trying to test the model training part. Okay, and if it is greater than 0.8%, then only it will be able to take as a success or it will fail. Now for saving also, we are saving the model and we are checking are we able to save the model or not properly. And last is test model loading. Here we are testing if we are able to load the model properly or not. So, and this is test model prediction. So we have few of the testing data and we are trying to load those data sets and we are trying to predict the output is correct or not, or output is in expected range or not. So these few kind of things we are doing, and some tier down testing we are doing. So cleaning up after everything, after all the tests that we have performed. So this is a very basic functions I have written to just to do the testing part. Okay, fine. So first of all, I think one change I have to do here. Right now I am not using model.pickle file. If I come here, this is the name of the actual code, right? So I should give it a name like this one, because this is the code that we are using right now. But it's okay even though if we are not doing that. Okay, because anyways we are passing this one here, model file path, but still just to make sure things are working well, I have taken this way. Okay, so it's not that necessary. So I hope you guys have understood this basic functions, and in the below I am running this one unit test.main, that is running this whole test, and if it is performing fine, then only it will go. That's simple testing we are doing right now. Okay, fine. So now let's build a few things. So first we need to understand about what is CI, what is CD. So CI means continuous integration and CD means continuous deployment or continuous delivery. Okay. Now what does it mean by CI? I will explain, I will show you. Let me start with the implementation first. I will explain while doing this complete implementation what does it mean by continuous integration and what does it mean by continuous deployment. I'll explain. Okay, so first what we have to do, we have to go back to our Google Chrome browser and we have to search, we have to log in into AWS account. Then we have to come in this page called AWS Code Pipeline. Okay, you just have to search like here Code Pipeline. If you search your code pipeline, you should be able to see this one, right? So you can click on it, it will redirect you to this page. As you can see, AWS CodeBuild is a continuous integration and continuous delivery service for fast and reliable application and infrastructure updates. Code Pipeline builds, tests, and deploys your code every time there is a code change based on the release process models you define. Okay, it's simply right. If there is a code change, if you have a code in your GitHub repository, if you are pushing if you are pushing any changes in your Git repo, it automatically reflects those changes in the UI part. Okay, that's what means. Okay, in very high level. So let's start with the creating the code pipeline. So what it helps to create the stages. It will help us to create the stages for the continuous delivery and the continuous deployment, continuous integration. So this is a developer tool. AWS CodePipeline helps us to build the complete pipeline for our CI and for our CD. Okay. So first we will go to this pipeline part. As you can see right now, I have already, we should be able to see another pipeline name here. So before doing this, I was testing the whole code and everything. So as you can see here, the UI, this is the one pipeline that I have written here, and this one succeeded one. So this one I was testing. As you can see, most recent executions. So these were those execution that I was performing here. Okay. So today we are going to create a completely new pipeline, and I'll show you how to do all these implementations. So first I will try to go to create pipeline. Okay. And I think before creating a pipeline, let's go to my GitHub first and let's push our codes to our GitHub repository. I think that we can start first. Just let me move out from here and just search GitHub here. So we are on the page currently, right? And now I am going to create a new repository by clicking on this one. And let's give it a name like cicd AWS-YT. I am not giving a description. I'm keeping it as a public repository, and I'm not choosing any one of it. I'm directly clicking on create repository. Okay. Now I'll come below. I will copy this code. Okay. Now I'll come to this code. Okay. So let me do CLS. Now first I'll do git init to initialize my GitHub. Okay. Then I'll paste this code, that is adding a remote origin in my current code repository. Okay, it is added now. As you can see, if I do git status now, you should be able to see these are the untracked changes that we are about to do, right? So now what we do, we need to do git add to add the everything. Now I added this git add, right? Now I think this is the thing. Now we have to do git commit commit -m added first version. Okay, now I'll do git push -u origin master. As long as you have a code push successfully, if I come here, if I refresh the screen now, yeah, we should be able to see all the codes have been pushed here. Okay, so these all codes have been pushed here as of now, right? Fine. Now let's come here and let's do our job, whatever we wanted to do. Okay, fine. Now let's come back to our code, and again we are in the pipeline page and we have built custom pipeline. We are not using any template here as of now. We are going with build custom pipeline. So now click on next. Let's give a pipeline name. Let's give it like ID CICD YT. I'm giving just in the sake of name right now. We are choosing the execution mode as a queued mode. Okay, so that means one by one execution will happen. They won't happen parallel. As you can see, this is a parallel execution. Okay, and there's a superseded execution. As you can see, more recent execution can overtake an older one. So this is self-explanatory. Okay, but we are going with the queued one because whatever I'm going to show you guys, it will charge you something. It's not charge you high, very much high. It's pretty less. They will charge hardly 100 to 200. They will charge for doing this whole thing. Still, I have done this testing a lot, so it has charged me already quite a good amount of money. So I will suggest guys, please use queued mode if you are just doing for practice. Okay. Okay. Now, second thing is that this your service role, right? So I think I have an existing service role if I can recall. But okay, I think I'll go with the new service role only. That's better. Okay, I think I have to choose this. So I have given that allow AWS CodePipeline to create a service role. It can be used with new pipeline. So I'm not giving anything. It will take automatically. Okay. I'm not passing anything here as of now. I'll go to the next part. Okay, let's give it a name like, okay, I have to pass the name. So let's give a name like YT testing code pipeline. Let's give a basic name like this. Go to next. Okay, source provider. So our source will be the GitHub. Okay, our source will be GitHub. As you can see, our source will be GitHub. Okay, via GitHub app and connections. This is my GitHub repository name that is coming here. Okay, but for you it may not come. If you are doing it for the first time, you need to click on this connect to GitHub to connect your GitHub repository. Okay, with this code pipeline you have to click on this one to do it. Okay, I'm not showing it right now. It's pretty straightforward. You can do it. Now next, there is a repository name. So what is the repository name that we have provided there? If I go back, name was cicd AWS YT. This was the repository name. If I click on cicd YT, yeah, this is the repository that I was talking about, and the branch was master branch. Okay, and I'm doing code pipeline default. I don't want to enable automatic retry here. And okay, and start your pipeline push and pull request events. That means when you are going to do some push in your GitHub repository or pulling something, it will trigger this whole pipeline. That is what it means completely. Okay, now go to the next one. Okay, so this is a part where we have to put a build stage. Right now we are not putting any build stage. Skip the build stage. Okay, we are not doing anything testing, so skip this one. And while we are going to deploy it, we are going to deploy it into EC2 instance. Okay, so that I will show you anyways. Okay, so let's hold here as of now. Okay, let's hold here, and let me tell you how we can go ahead now. See, if I come back in the previous part here, yes, as you can see, build provider. Okay, that means choose the tool you want to use to run the build commands and specify artifacts for your build action. What does it mean by build? So in the building stage, we generally do the testing of our code, linting testing, unit testing, integration testing. So this kind of testing we do in this stage. As you can see in my code only, if you can see, this is the test iris model, right? So this is the testing code. Okay, a very basic testing code. Okay, so this testing will happen in the build stage. If this testing is getting passed, then only our code will go and getting deployed somewhere on EC2. Okay, if these things are not getting passed, that will mean that our model or our code has some issues, so that we always want to ignore, right? So for this only, we need to do the building stage first. So this is the code that we are going to actually run in the building stage. Okay, so let's now create the code build part, right? Let's come here, let's keep here and let's search here code build. Let's search code build here. Yeah, code build came here. Then click on this one, open in a new tab. As you can see right now, we are in the code build page. Okay, and as you can see again, another iris is already created. As I said, I was testing it. So I'll again create a new project here. Iris YT. Give it a name, something like that. Now, what will be the source? Source will be the GitHub because my code is stored in the GitHub. So my source will be GitHub here. Okay. As you can see, default source credential is already provided here. Okay, the repository in GitHub account. Okay, so which repository again? CICD one, AWS YT. So this is the repository that I was about to use. Okay, I am doing single build right now. Okay, so rebuild every time a code change is pushed to this repository. So every single time code is pushed in the repository, it will again trigger this whole pipeline. Okay, and for this whatever environment will be used, that is a one demand EC2 instance. Okay, as you can see, you can choose reserved also up to your requirement, but right now I am doing on demand managed image and EC2 instance. So one EC2 instance will be created in the backend who will run this whole process, the code build process. Okay, that will be run by EC2 instance. Okay, operating system will be Linux, runtime will be standard, image is here. Okay, it depends what image you want to use. You can choose any one of them, but by default one I'm keeping here. And the image version, we are choosing the latest version. Okay, now there's a new service role that is mentioned here. So I think you can go ahead with this new service, so that's completely fine. And here we are coming here, as you can see there's a build spec. Okay, that build spec file we need to pass. So we are mentioning that use a build spec file. I will explain what is it is a YML formatted build spec file which will contains the commands, what it has to do, what steps it has to do, that will be mentioned in that YML file that I am going to create after some time. Okay, so that's why I mentioned the build spec file, and you can see the name. The name is already given build spec.yml. So this is the default name. If you do not pass anything here, it will take this name only. Okay, and I am going to use this name here, that is I'm not passing anything. But if you have any specified name that you want to pass, you have to pass that name here, so that it should be able to understand which spec file you are referring for doing this whole code build process. Okay, I am not doing any batch configuration, I am ignoring that part. Okay, artifact one, I'm choosing Amazon S3 here. Okay, or yeah, and right now I think we can choose any bucket here. As of now I'm choosing this one. Okay, but it's fine, completely fine. Okay, so everything will be stored inside this S3 bucket. That's simple. Okay, so nothing you have to worry about. I think all things are ready, and the CloudWatch logs. So you should be able to see the CloudWatch logs. Okay, while for this whole process. Fine. So yeah, I think our steps are ready, and now I'm going to click on this create build project. Okay, as you can see this is created, right? Now if you go back to this pipeline stage again and again build. Okay, now we are going to mention the build provider. What provider we are using? We are using code build provider, right? Okay, now then we are choosing the input artifacts. We are choosing the source artifact. So from the source only we are keep trying to take the information, the data, the code and everything, and I am disabling the retry one. I don't want to do that ahead. Okay, fine. I think if I click on this next button, okay, I'm getting an error, that is an unspecified error occurred. Okay, let's come here again and let's again here. Let's choose again this code build. Okay, yeah, now it came. So I have to pass the project name here. Iris YT, right? This is the one we have created right now. This is the project in the code build. So we are choosing this Iris YT. Okay, single build source artifact, and we're going to the next phase. Now we are skipping this stage. We are skipping this deploy stage here. Right now we are not doing any one of them. So we have two stages to be specific. Okay, these are source from GitHub, it is going to take that code and everything. Another one is the build stage where it is going to do some testing. Okay, but we do not have passed any spec file as of now. Okay, so we'll pass after some time. So first let's create the pipeline. Let's see how it looks like after creation of it. Okay, as you can see, this is the pipeline. This is how it looks like. Is a source from where it is fetching the all the codes, and this is the build that we have as of now. And see, this is on progress. So that means this step has been started right now. This entire pipeline. So as you can see, this got succeeded, and now this build process is running, and it should fail. It will fail. Why it will fail? Because we have not passed any build spec file as of now. So this progress will fail, that we'll see. And I'm pausing the video right now to let it finish, then I will again continue to explain. As you can see, this is failed right now, and let's try to understand that what caused this failure. Let's try to understand that first. If I click on this view details, or if you go to this pipeline execution, and if you click on this one, we are coming to the execution history part. Okay, as you can see, it's mentioning that the build terminated with state failed phase download source code YML file error. YML file does not exist. So the YML file is not there. That is why it got failed. That is simply understandable. Okay, so let's come back to our code and let's build that build spec YML file that we were talking about. So for that, let's click like build spec .yml. This is the name of this YML file. Let's start with the version. Okay, 0.2. Let's give it like 0.2. Now we have phases. So what these phases? Let me explain what phase mean here. So first phase is install. Okay, so that means sorry, I think I do not want auto. Yeah, install. So this is the phase. Install is, see, there are many phases are there, and install is one of them. That means what will happen when we do some installation while doing this building process. Okay, so what we do in the installation phase. So in the installation phase, we have a runtime version. We'll have a runtime versions. Okay, and the runtime version will be Python. Okay, what will the runtime Python version? Right now I'm using 3.9 Python version. What commands we are going to run on that Python version? Okay, so what command we are going to run? So we are going to like installing dependencies. Okay, and I think I can edit this one. Let's do like pip install dash dash upgrade pip. Okay, and after this we have this pip install dash r requirements.txt. Okay, so this is the one, this is the commands will be run on this Python. Okay, so this is the commands are going to run. This is echo. This is like simply printing something. Echo means printing something just to see in the logs. Okay, in the CloudWatch logs. Just for that we are writing this for a log purposes. Okay, now this is the first phase, that is the installation phase. Okay, let's come in the same indentation, and then let's do pre-build. Now the pre-build. Okay, so pre-build is again simply explanatory that after the installation, before starting the actual building process, what steps we need to perform. So in the pre-build, actually in pre-build we do not need to perform much anything. We can pass like command, again same way, same syntax, command, then echo running tests. Okay, simple, nothing fancy, just simply printing something. Okay, you can write your testing code here also, but yeah, it's like simply just to printing things. Now next we have the build one, another phase. Now what we'll do in the building stage. So we had this installation phase, we had this pre-build phase. Now we are in the building phase where we are going to do things, actual things we are going to do here. Okay, first commands, again same thing, commands. Okay, so let's building the application. Okay, this is the echo command. Okay, now I think this is the thing that I do not want to use. It's coming automatically. Let's remove this one here. Let me write it out what I want to do here. Okay, so let me explain what I wanted to see. I want to run this code. Okay, I want to run this py file. That's what I want to do here as in testing. In your case, there could be n number of testing processes you want to put here. You can put here one by one, but for me right now I want one py file, or I have to get my functions and classes for unit testing. Okay, and it has all the codes. We just need to run the code to pass this testing. That's simple it means. Okay, so for that you know this kind of command, right? That is python test train underscore model dot py. So this is the basic we are wanted to test here. Again we can do some echo, that is the, again printing something, that is testing complete. Testing complete. Okay, this is the simple code we have here, right? Okay, now we have another phase, that is post build. Okay, that is in post build. So for post build we are again the same process, commands. Okay, and in the commands what you have to do, that's doing some simple echo. Okay, okay, again build phase completed. Simple, nothing fancy. Okay, this is like a simple, very simple code, and at the end we will keep the artifacts. Okay, that will be aligned with the phases one. Okay, phases indentation artifacts. So what will be the artifacts here? So hold on, I think we have to pass the files. So right now we are, let's, okay, we are passing all the files. So all the files we have, this all are artifacts in our case for this stage. Artifacts in the sense output for this stage, simple. And discard path, no, we do not want to discard path. Okay, so this is the code that we have here. And now let me explain continuous integration, CI. Now as you can see, this is the code that I have written here, right? Now you have to test, right? You have to test this model.py file. Now manually testing all of them will take time. Right now I have only one test iris model code, right? In your case there may be a number of testing scenarios. You are testing something, someone else is testing something, and that can prone to errors, right? So such cases continuous integrations will come up. What will happen, as in the build spec OML file I have mentioned, what will testing we need to perform. Now everything will be done automatically in the code build. Code build, everything code build will do for you here. So if any error is here, code build will let you know. You do not have to do anything. That means continuous integration. That is integrating your updates with the actual solution. Simple. So again, if I now do git add and git commit, I think I can, yes, git commit that build spec, okay. And if I push it now, git push the origin master. Okay, it has been pushed, right? And if I come back to the page, let's wait for some second. You should be able to see this entire pipeline will be triggered now automatically. I won't do anything here. Okay, let's wait for some second. It should be able to automatically triggered. Oh yeah, as you can see, just now is coming, right? As you can see, it's loading. So this building is on the process now. Okay, so that means this is a continuous integration. Automatically you integrating a whole code and changes, everything is automatically integrated with the feature. And before integrating with the actual solution, you need to do all the testings. So instead of doing those testing by humans, code build will do the testing for you here. That means continuous integration, integrating new features. That what exactly it means, integrating new features, nothing fancy apart from that. Okay, so as you can see, it's doing this process, and let it complete, then we'll see what can be done. Yeah, as you can see, our building stage was succeeded. That means that testing went well, and that is why our building went succeeded. That's simple it means. Okay, so building stage is done. Now what we have to do, we have to deploy our solution, right, to the EC2 instance. That's the step that we are going to do now. So for doing this step, what we have to do, we have to come here. Okay, we have to search EC2 because first we need to create the EC2 instance where we are going to deploy our app, right? So let's come here and let's create one instance. So right now, as you can see, another one instance is already running. As I have mentioned again, I was testing few of these things. So I will again create a new one, launch instances. Now I will choose iris yt, again same name. I am choosing Ubuntu right now. Okay, and we will be choosing this one. This is a free tier eligible. Okay, I'll not take any key pairs that is not required for my current example. And these are these. I keep all HTTPS and HTTP available, and I am not creating any security group here. I am selecting existing security group, and the security group is launch wizard 14. Okay, okay, I am choosing this one. I'll explain why I have chosen this one, but let's go first. In your case, you may not find anything, so you click on this create security group here. It will automatically create a new security group for you. You do not need to click here. I have already one security group, that's why I'm choosing this one, and I'll mention also what all changes you have to do inside this one when you will do this create new security group. Okay, okay, so I've given everything okay, and I'll just click on this launch instance. Okay, and it will automatically start my instance. Okay, so if I refresh it now, okay, so this is already running. I can click on this one and I can connect with this one. Okay, before connecting, let's come back. If I come on the instances part, and if I select this one, if I come here in the security part, right, in the security part, as you can see, this is a security groups. For your case also, you'll find something like that. Just click on this one. You can see inbound rules, right? In your case, this 5,000 won't be there. These three should be there, but this 5,000 won't be there. Why? See, in our code, if I come back to my app.py, if you see my whole code is running hosting on this one and port 5,000. So my code is running on port 5,000. So, but here 5,000 it is not mentioned in your case. Okay, so you have to explicitly define that. How do you define that? For that, you have to edit the inbound rules. If you click on this edit inbound rules, okay, then in your case, you can click on add rules. You can choose a custom TCP. You can find many of them, but choose only custom TCP. Then put 5,000 here. Okay, put 5,000 here and click on this one. That means everyone can access it. That's what you have to do. Simple. And just click on save rules. Right now, for my case, that's already there, so I'm not saving it. I'm just deleting this one, and I'm just save the rules. So no, I have not made any changes. Simple. So now I come back slowly. Okay, so this is the changes that I have wanted to mention, and now I'm going to connect with this one. Okay, now I'm going to do this connect. Now till this one will come. See, now to connect with code deploy, because code deploy is a automatic system that will help you to deploy your solution on cloud automatically. Simple. Is a continuous deployment. It will automatically deploy your solution. Simple. That's what it means. Deploying things on the cloud automatically once you push something in your repository. Okay, simple. So now I'll do something called clear. Okay, so now to connect with the code deploy, you need to have some code deploy agent that has to be installed in your lab, in your EC2 instance. Okay, and for that AWS already provided in the documentation. So this is the documentation that how can you install the code deploy agent for Ubuntu server. As I have chosen the Ubuntu server, this is the code, this is the entire code they have mentioned for that. Okay, if you are using any Amazon Linux OS or RHEL, or if you are using Windows server, for them they have mentioned all these codes. Okay, you just have to go to the page and you have to follow it. So I will follow whatever they have mentioned. First of all, I am in the Ubuntu server page. Now I'll copy this one. Simple. I'll come here. I'll just paste here. Okay, Okay, so this is done. Now again I come back to this page, again I copy this one. I'll come here again, I'll again copy this one. Okay, now again doing this one. Now clicking this one. Okay, trend. What was the last one I ran? Okay, okay, fine. Now this is the code. Okay, so this is the code that is responsible to installing that code deploy agent. As you can see, they have given the example. Okay, US East 2, if you can see US East 2 is mentioned here. It depends what region you are currently. If you see for my case, I am here. If I click on here, that is here Mumbai. So if I come here, for Mumbai, you can see this AP South 1, right? So for us also, we have to change it to AP South 1. If I again paste it here, but I don't run this one, I'll do some changes. What changes I'll do? I'll do the changes like, I'll first make it AP South 1, and same I'll do here also, AP South 1. Okay, I'll press enter. Okay, so we are getting some error. Okay, hold on. Okay, I have to pass wget, sorry. So I forgot. Okay, so this one I have to pass wget in the beginning. I forgot to pass that wget. Okay, okay. As you can see, it has ran it successfully. If I come here, I just have to give it a execution permission. That's why I'm changing this mode. Okay. Now I'm again pasting this one. Okay. Now we'll do this sudo one. Okay. So it runs successfully here. And if I come here below, I think these things are not these things are not required you to do. And just to confirm that your code deploy agent has been successfully installed, just run this command to make sure your code is running properly. So for this, just click on enter. As you can see, this is showing like active running. That means your code deploy agent has been installed successfully. Okay, that simply it means. Okay. Okay, fine. Now I think another thing we need to do here. So we need to create a directory. Okay. So let's create a directory called mkdir. This is the command you need to write, mkdir. Okay. Now that means the make that directory. Okay. So I want to create a directory inside this slash home slash bandhu slash ml underscore project. Okay. So this is the one I want to do. I just click on enter. Okay. If I do ls now, I can see this ml project folder have been created here. Okay, now if we run this ls command, as you can see, we are inside this ml project. Now what we have to do, we have to again do sudo chmod 755 ml project. We are giving it access. Okay. Modification access we are passing here. Okay. That simple it means. Okay. Okay, so I guess we are done now. I can safely close this page. And now we have to do one more change. Let me explain what. You can see in the iris YT page, right? If we click on this actions part, then if I go to security, modify IAM rule, we have to modify our IAM rule, and this is very crucial, guys. You have to do it. So what IAM rule do you choose? I am choosing here code deploy EC2 cicd, and I am updating the IAM rule. Let me explain you what is that one. If I click on here, so this is the IAM page I am right now, and I have created a rule called code deploy EC2. So this is, let me show you what all things it has contained. It has contained Amazon EC2 full access, it has contained Amazon S3 full access, and it has contained code deploy role. So these three you have to pass when you are going to create a role. So let me show you how to create a role like this. Again, you have to come in this roles one, click on create role. Okay, now what service you want to use? In this case, you have to choose EC2 instance. Okay, then you can do next. Then you can choose from here, let's say EC2, like EC2, right? If I expand this one, okay, EC2, as you can see, to full access you can do. Then you can type code deploy. Okay, code deploy full access you can pass. You can do S3 full access you can pass, and then you can click on next. You just have to pass the deploy a role name here, and you just have to do this create rule, simple, and then you can attach with your EC2 instance the way I have showed you. But I am not doing it right now because that is not required for me. Okay, so this is the few steps that we wanted to do here. Fine. Now few things we have to do. What things we have to do? Let's search code deploy, because now we have to set up our code deploy because we want to deploy the whole app, right? Okay, now we're in the code deploy page. As you can see, many deployments are showing up because this all I have tested, okay, today only. Now if I click on this applications, first you need to click create application here. So click on this create application, iris YT. Okay, now compute platform. While we're going to deploy this one, we are going to deploy this one into EC2 instance. So I'm choosing EC2 here. Now click on create application. Okay, fine. Now you can see here we have deployment groups, right? So let's create a deployment group. Create deployment group. Let's pass a group name like iris grpyt. Okay, service role. Okay, again. So service role I am choosing a code deploy EC2. You can create a service role same way that I have showed you. Okay. If I show you what it contains, if I come back to again roles page, code deploy, this is a code deploy EC2. You can see it has contained EC2 full access, S3 full access, and code deploy role, same that I had there. So this is again another role that we have to create. So make sure you create this many roles. Okay. Yes. So this is the way I have chosen here. Now I want the in-place deployment. Right now we are not doing blue-green deployment. I'll explain what is blue-green deployment later. Okay, now what environment we are choosing? We are choosing EC2 instances. We are not doing anything auto-scaling or something. We'll do that later. Now the tag group. Let's click on this one. Let's choose name. Let's click on this one. Iris YT. How it is getting this YT name? If I come back to the EC2 instance page, if I click on this instance and if I come on this tags part, right? You can see this name is key is name and value is iris YT. You can manage tag also, you can put your own tag if you want to add. But here by default it is giving this name tag automatically. It is helping you to find out your EC2 instance by tagging with some text or some identification, simple. Okay. Okay, this step is also done. Okay. So right now we are just doing this now and schedule. Let's keep like this only. Or you can do keep like this, no problem. We are doing all at once here right now, and we're not adding load balancer here as of now. Let's create the deployment group. Simple. So our deployment group is also created, as you can see here. Fine. Okay, fine. Now let's come back to our pipeline. As you can see, we have till build pipeline. Now we have to put our deploy pipeline, right? So for that you have to come and click on this edit button. Click on this edit button. Okay, then come below. Then add stage. Let's add some stage. Stage name will be deploy. Okay, add stage. Okay, now what action group we want to add? We want to add deploy. Let's give like code deploy. Okay, what is the action provider? Code deploy we are choosing as an action provider that is going to do the action, right? That is why. And we are choosing source artifact. See, you can just build artifact also, but in our case actual code that is the app.py that will be coming from the source, not from build. That is why I'm choosing here source. Okay, source in the sense from the GitHub point it is pulling all the codes that it has. The application name is iris body that I created. If you see here is application iris body I created, right? Okay, now I think I have to come here. Yes, deployment group id, and let's click on done. As you can see, code deploy is added here, and I just to click on this done, and let's click on this save button. Save. As you can see, now we have our deploy stage also is ready. Now likewise we had some build spec YML file for building this one. Now we have another app spec YML file for this deployment, because in build spec you have mentioned what all code you want to run to test do the building process. Simple. Now for deploy also you will have some codes, right, that will be doing the deployment. So for that also you need to have a spec YML file, and again we are going to create that spec YML file here, and then we will push it so that our continuous integration and the continuous deployment will happen automatically. Fine. Now let's come back to our VS Code and let's create this appspec.yml. Okay, so same way again, first the version you need to pass. You can pass 0.0, any version you want to pass you can pass. Okay, fine. Then OS, OS will be Linux, then files. So okay, let me explain what is that. Let me first write it out, then I'll explain what is that. Ubuntu/ml underscore project. Okay, so I think you can remember, right, in our EC2 instance we have created this folder. So source, in our case source is the GitHub repository from where we have all the codes. Destination, this is the path, this is the folder that we have created, right? So all the codes that it has from GitHub, it is going to pasting in this folder. Simple that it means. Now we are going to create hooks. Okay, now see, hooks are same like your phases that we had in code build. Okay, so hooks are same in code deploy. So we are choosing one hook here, that is application start. It has many type of hooks, but we are choosing only this one, application start. So the location, will be, let me just type this one first. Okay, the location, we're going to create a folder called scripts. Okay, inside script we have a code called start server.sh. This is a bash script file we'll have. Okay, .sh. Okay, so this is a bash script file. So this will run this bash script file to start the application, whole application. Okay, so what this bash file will contain, let's see. Okay, now first I'm going to define the directory. Okay, the app directory. So the app mainly will be in this path, ubuntu slash ml underscore project. Okay, and the log file. Okay, so this is the log file. So this app underscore output dot log. So this is the one also we need to create. So for that, let's come back to EC. Let's again connect with EC2 instance. Refresh this page. I think yes. Let's connect with this instance again, and we need to create this log file. Okay, so let's do again cdml project. We're going inside the ML project now. We're doing cat app underscore output dot log. Okay, sorry, not like this. You have to do like this. Now let's press Ctrl D. Ctrl D to paste to exit it out. If I do ls now, as you can see, app output log file is created. So that we had to create. I'll explain why we have created this one. But as of now, we have created. So now let's again close this one. Let's come back to our VS Code. Okay, now see, we have to check first that any existing code is running or not. If it is running, we have to replace that, right? So check for existing Flask application process. Okay, let's write some echo command, echo checking Flask application process. Then we'll, if that process is there, we will get some existing PID. Okay, we'll get some existing PID from that. Okay, simple. Oh, okay, so pgrep -f python 3 app.py. Okay, so because this is the one that should be running in the backend, right? So that is why we're checking this, trying to get the PID of that, and then we write some conditions that if -n, I think it should be if dash an existing PID. Okay, if PID does exist, then we can be like killing existing Flask application process. We are killing this PID. Okay, simple. We need to pass else like equal like no existing Flask application process found. That's simple we're trying to put here. Okay, that's simply we are trying to do if and else condition here. Right, now let's come below. Now let's try to do navigate to app directory. So let's do cd app directory. We are trying to go back to that page, right? Okay, now we'll write some setup code. Setup first the virtual environment. See, whatever code I am writing here, this whole process is going to run. Okay, this whole code, whatever you can see right now, is everything is going to run in that EC2 instance. That is why I'm writing these steps. So first, I'm writing this Python 3 vnb dot vnb. Okay, first I'm creating a virtual environment. Okay, so once that is there, we are doing source dot vnv /bin/ activate. We are activating that environment. Then we are going to install the dependencies. So for installing dependencies, we first do some echo command, installing dependencies. Okay, then python 3 dash m pip install dash upgrade pip. Okay, then python 3 pip install dash r recommended.txt. Okay, so this is going to run this whole process. So now next, run the app. We have to run the app, right? So for that, no hop python 3 app.py log file. Okay, and then new PID underscore PID equal to okay, and then we'll ask, we are echoing at the end that Flask application started with PID this, so we can mark that. Okay, so this is how our application PID has started. So this is the wholesome code that we have. Okay, and this whole code is going to run in the UI. Okay, in the EC2 instance. So I think we are good to start with here. I think now we can easily push our code. So let's do git add, then do git commit. But in the commit we now do like this, add app spec version. Now we are pushing. So now continuous integration will happen. This pipeline will get triggered now in a few seconds. Okay, as you can see, it triggered already. It's running. So now all this whole step will pass. Our code should be deployed with the CI and CD. Now right now continuous integration is going on, and then we will have continuous deployment. So as you can see, our building process, again the building process is going to run whatever process we had done last time. Then this deploy process will run. As you can see, it still didn't run because it not yet run, but now it will run after this building stage success. Let's wait for that. So as you can see, this is the succeed message came up now. Okay, so I think you can see this succeeded, and if I go back to this page, and this is that instance that I was using, and if I copy this public one, and if I come back to another page, and this where I ran this with 5000 port, I ran this one, and as you can see it's running here. And if I put any value, let's put any random value, we should be able to see the output also. Okay, okay, so you got Setosa, right? Now let me show you one magic. So that's called, now you will get a good sense of continuous integration. So if we go back to our code right now, and if I come in these templates, let's do some changes. As I said, continuous integration mean when you do some changes, it should be able to, whatever test you want to do, it should be able to perform automatically. You do not have to do any manual process here. So let's see something, do some changes, and let's see how changes are happening here. So let's do like, let's change this gap, let's keep this, let's remove this gap. Okay, and let's see if we are able to see these changes in the UI or not automatically after all the testings and all. Okay, so these changes I made. Now I do some okay, hold on, sorry, I have to do git add first, git add, git commit, then git push. Okay, this got pushed now, and if I come here now, if I come here now, and if I come here now, okay, as you can see it pushed now, so that's why that this when the pipeline got triggered right now and it's running. Let's see. Okay, so building process again on the way, and let's wait till this point, let it deploy first. So I'm pausing the video right now, and once this is done I will show you. So as you can see, this is again deployed, and if I come back to the page, I refresh the page right now, as you can see the gaps are removed now. So that means continuous integration is also happening as well as deployment is also happening. So these two things are happening. So this is simply means CI and CD. Now according to your project, you can set up the testings, linting, whatever you want to do, however you want to deploy the processes, you can do that. Now we can attach a load balancer also in our EC2 instance to handle loads from outside. So that I'll show you in the next video. But if you like that video and if you need such videos more, don't forget to comment here. So according to the user needs, I'll definitely create more contents on top of it. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So thank you for watching this video.